Hi, and welcome back. My name is Nick Pierce. If this was a wet t-shirt contest, you would have seen my nipples by now. But it's not. This is episode 7, Publishing. In a previous episode, I spoke about the BPA, or the Band Partnership Agreement. In that episode, publishing came up. And I had a few emails asking me about publishing, so I hope this will answer your questions. Publishing is a way for you to collect money for your performance in public, pretty much. If your music is performed in a public forum, such as, we'll say radio, even a jukebox, or used in a film or TV show, you are entitled to receive what's called royalties. Whenever music is performed publicly, the songwriter and music publisher, who are the creators of that particular work and own the rights to that music, have the right to grant or deny permission to use their property and to receive compensation for that use. In the music business, royalties are monitored by 3 different entities, and they're called performing rights organizations. The 2 most popular organizations are what's called ASCAP, the American Society of Composers and Publishers, and the other is BMI, Broadcast Music Incorporated. Now, why? Why sign up with a performing rights organization, or why do this publishing thing? Well, first of all, it's impossible for composers and publishers to monitor the hundreds and thousands of businesses that use their music, whether it's a radio station, and how many radio stations do we have in this country, or whether it's a production company that does film and TV shows. It would also equally be difficult and time-consuming and very expensive for businesses or business owners to locate and negotiate with all the owners of the music that might be used. So, a performing rights organization monitors and tracks that both for businesses and the artist. And you make money that way. And that's what it's about, is making money. Now, you may ask, how does it work? Well, performing rights organizations license the right to perform songs and music works created and owned by songwriters, composers, lyricists, and music publishers. And they need to be members, and you can also be a member of foreign rights, a foreign performing rights organization, who are represented by an organization here in the United States. And I'm going to speak mostly about the United States here. For an example, a TV show uses your song in an episode. They fill out what's called a cue sheet, or a music cue sheet, and send that out to the publisher or the performing rights organization, ASCAP, BMI. And your performing rights organization or publisher charges a fee for the usage for your song. The TV network or production company pays your publisher, and you get a cut of that. It's a percentage of what is charged. Radio stations may pay a blanketing licensing agreement to play a bunch of different songs on that station, and same thing with jukeboxes and live venues that have, we'll say, cover bands. These 2 organizations monitor and collect licensing fees on behalf of its songwriters, composers, music publishers, and they distribute them as royalties to the artist and or label that the artist may be affiliated with. So, someone's out there using it, they pay to use it. 2 places, well, 3 actually, but the 2 main players are ASCAP and BMI. They monitor it, and they give you a cut of what is actually being used or what is due to you. Now, how do I sign up? This sounds great. Sign me up. Well, there are two places to go to for now. One of them is bmi.com and the other one is ascap.com. That's www.bmi.com and the other is www.ascap.com. You need to fill out a form. There's a couple forms. ASCAP, BMI, and all that, they have what's an application. It's a 3-step process. You fill out the application, and you can do it right online. You can also get a paper form, and you fill out the application, fill out a membership agreement, a simple tax form. You pay a fee, if any. Some do charge, some don't, depending on what you're doing, and send it in to them. You can do it right online. If you do it in a paper version, here's a simple ASCAP application. There are 3 steps. You pretty much fill in your membership application explaining who you are. It's your information. There is also what is called the membership agreement. You read through all that. It explains what they're doing for you. You sign the bottom. Then there's also your tax form. And that's that. This is for an individual member. You also, if you want to sign up as a publisher, and I'm going to get into this here, because you can register as a publisher as well. It's a little more in depth, and there's a few more pages to actually fill out once you've established your band as a business. And in the band partnership agreement episode that I actually outlined has that. I was talking about it, and you may want to watch that. And once you're a member, you go onto their website, or you can do it in written form. But you register your songs after you copyright them, and then you collect performing royalties, and then you take advantage of other exclusive offers that they have, such as, now you're a member, you may have discounts to hotels. They have a lot of conventions. They have competitions. They have contests. They have collaborative workshops and all kinds of things that you can, as a member, take advantage of. And it's a great networking thing as well. Now, what does a performing rights organization not do for you? Well, first of all, it doesn't license dramatic rights, sometimes called grand rights. It doesn't work with members who write musical plays, operas, ballet scores, deal directly with those who want to perform their works dramatically. The Performing Rights Organization does not also license or authorize non-dramatic performances for songs from dramatic productions, so musical theater and all that. For example, you may have a bar or nightclub licensing, authorizing your piano bar performance of an individual song from a Broadway show. No. It does not license the right to record music on a CD or tape or as part of a multimedia or audiovisual work such as a motion picture, video, or television program. Those rights, known in the music industry, are what's called mechanical or synchronization rights, or sync rights. They're licensed by writers or publishers, and it also does not license the right to print copies of musical works, nor does it license the right to make adaptations or arrangements of that work. However, they do license the performance rights for the music or members. A lot of that is addressed in clearance, compulsory license, synchronization, and all that. I have a few tips for you. You cannot be a member of both organizations. You want to pick one. You can't be a member of ASCAP and BMI simultaneously. You should have all of your band members under the same performing rights organization to make paperwork a lot easier. So if you're a member of ASCAP, none of your band members are members of ASCAP, and they're not a member of BMI either or any other organization, affiliate them with the one that you're a part of. And vice versa. If you're a member of BMI and none of them are, have them sign up with BMI. And you also want to open up your publishing label with the entity that you guys are established in and affiliated with as well. Your band, like I said before, may also want to establish themselves as its own publishing company, as well as each individual member registration. This is a way you individually get a percentage and your publishing company get a percentage of the performing rights organization's percentage. So in other words, we'll just say for the purposes of simple math, these are arbitrary numbers. If you as an individual member get 50%, you as a person get 50% of what we'll say BMI or ASCAP collect for you. There's 100% that comes in from the royalties or from the fee that they charge for your usage. They keep 50, you get 50. If you have a publishing label, we'll say your performing rights organization gets 50% of that remaining 50. So you still get your 50 as an individual member. However, you've established your band as a member of a performing rights organization. And so therefore, when you register your works to be used, you individually get 50% of the fee collected. And then the other 50% is remaining with your performing rights organization. Well, your performing rights organization pays, we'll say, 50% towards your publishing company. In essence, you and your band or your project get 75% based on those numbers, and the performing rights organization gets 25%. So that's something you want to look at. The way to do that is to fill out the publishing agreement, and I know it's a little more paperwork. However, if you set up your band as a business, then you should be fine. You're going to have your name registration. You're going to have what's called your EIN number or your employee identification number with the IRS, and you are free to set up your band with a publishing label with that name. And it may ask you if that name's not available, then what other name, alternate names do you want? But you can use the same EIN number, and it all goes to the same place. And this is something you may want to take a look at the band partnership agreement episode to determine how important this is. But for the purposes of publishing, this is how you do it. So I hope that my 20 years experience in the entertainment industry helped further and enhance your career in this business. And I'll be coming back to you next time with some more information on how to help you. My name is Nick Pierce. If you have any questions, please email me. My email address is thenickpierceshow@gmail.com, and my website right there on the bottom of the screen, www.sites.google.com/site/Nick Pierce Show. I know it's long, but it's also free. And in this business, that's what it's all about. Getting the most for your money and not paying for something that you do not need to pay for at this point.